The new Super Mario Bros. Animated film from Illumination is set to hit theaters very soon. So let's talk about the 90s classic video game movie, Super Mario Bros. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. Super Mario Bros. The movie was released in the 90s, and today we are only going to say positive things about this movie.
It's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard.
I remember watching this movie on VHS several times as a kid, and then getting rid of VHSs and not be able to find it on DVD until one day I found it at the pawn shop and I had to absolutely buy it. So today we are only saying positive things about this film because there are a lot of negatives in here, but positive review about Super Mario Bros.
Here we go!
The classic Super Mario Bros. Games are some of my favorite video games of all time. Super Mario 64, I would say, is my favorite video game of all time. I've played a lot of the Mario games, including Smash Bros. And Sunshine and the classic ones on Super Nintendo. I played a lot of Mario games growing up. So this movie, despite it being bad, I watched a lot as a kid and did enjoy some aspects to it. I do think that Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo are pretty good in their roles as Mario and Luigi. They have really good chemistry in this film. I feel like Luigi is a little more of the important character in here as they go looking for Daisy, and it takes them to a new world ran by Koopa, played by Dennis Hopper. And there, all they want to do is get Daisy to safety, but there's much more of a story in here involving Daisy being a princess and her father and this big plot from Koopa. The way that Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo are put into this film, it's to protect Daisy, which does mirror the video game with Mario protecting Princess Peach. And so we have these two characters rely on each other several times throughout the film and have to protect Daisy. And I really like them in here. Bob Hoskins plays up that big brother role very well, and many times Luigi is looking up to him, and I really like that chemistry within here. And so they both play their parts very well. It seems like they have a lot of fun filming this movie, so the energy from these two actors is solid within here. Dennis Hopper as Koopa, they don't say Bowser in the film, but Koopa, kind of menacing at times. The look of it, I won't go into the look of it because this is all positive moments on this video, but I did like how people feared Koopa, and he was kind of menacing throughout. The cast is pretty decent. A lot of minor characters coming in. I can't say too much about Toad and all of the women from New York in here as well. There's a lot of energy from these characters. So the one positive thing I could say about this film so far is definitely the cast. Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo, they play their parts nicely and have a lot of chemistry within here, and it makes those action scenes work. Now, speaking of the action, it has a fun adventure feel to it. Exploring this new world, going on these crazy adventures to try to find Daisy. It definitely has that adventure feel. All of the Mario games are constantly moving. They are fun. They have that adventure to it. You collecting things, trying to save Princess Peach from Bowser. It makes sense that this would be a quick moving fun adventure film. If they're driving or if they're up against the Goombas, it definitely has enough in here to make this film's pace move pretty quickly and offering that fun adventure film. The beginning is set up nicely, showing them as the plumbers, and then eventually them going to this new world, finding Daisy, meeting Koopa and all of the Goombas, Koopa's cousins, and all of those minor characters in here. Everybody contributes to the adventure feel to it. I showed my daughter this film for the first time. She thought we were watching the animated film. I said, no, we are watching this film with people. And she looked at it and was wondering, on the back of it is Yoshi and everything, and she was wondering what these were. And she could see the red jumpsuit for Mario up here and thought it was Mario. So at least some of the characters do match the video game characters. I did like some of the references to the video games, like the bombs and Bullet Bill as well. Those small moments, I remember as a child smiling and seeing those moments and pointing them out. And even as an adult, I still like seeing them. And it does take them a while to get to have Mario and Luigi in their classic overalls and costumes, and I really found that to be exciting. There is enough references in this film to make it feel like it is Mario, from the names to Toad to Daisy to the Goombas as well, the mushrooms. It's cool to see those small moments put into this film, and it makes me very excited to see the animated film and seeing all the other references I've seen in the trailers, like Rainbow Road and Peach and Donkey Kong as well. I think they're going to have a lot of references throughout that film. But this film, the very small moments that they had referencing the video game, even the opening with the theme song and the title as well, it did match Mario. So there is enough moments in here to make me excited throughout seeing things that I love from the Mario games. Now, throughout the video games, Mario goes to different worlds with the Super Mario World game for the Super Nintendo or Mario 64, whatever video game there is, he goes and explores different worlds. And this world that's set up in the Mario film, it feels very much like the 90s, like the steam from the sewers and the costumes from everybody and the music as well. It's a product of the 90s, and it definitely feels like it was New York but underground, as they mention it within the film. But I did like the overall look of this film. At times it was like grungy and dark, and then at times it was bright and fun and upbeat. So when you look at the video games, they're exploring different worlds, and they're all kind of different from each other. And so I at times like to think that this is a world that Mario explores in the video games, and it's so different compared to what we expected it to be. And so you get like very colorful levels in the Mario games, and then dark levels as well. So it works for it if you look at it like it's a level in a video game that's just a lot darker than you would expect it to be, and really odd. I remember watching this film as a kid. In all honesty, it's not absolutely terrible. We're going to stay positive, but I realize, though, it's not the best film ever made. It's not the best video game adaptation ever. So many things in this film just fell off, but there is enough in here to make it fun to watch every now and then. Very nostalgic for me as well when I watched it as a kid, but now as an adult, there is things that I do enjoy about this movie, and there are things that I really do not like as an adult. But I did find enough things that I did like about this movie, and it gets me really excited to see the animated film and play the Mario games again. There are so many fun video games. I'm not sure what they were thinking when they were making this movie, changing the looks of certain characters like Toad and Yoshi and Koopa. They could have done things just probably vastly different, but it did capture some excitement and adventure feel to it. The cast is good in here. Small references throughout make it exciting to watch. It's a decent film. It's easy to get through. It's not absolutely terrible. I've seen worse video game adaptations, but certainly is not the best thing ever, but it's still a fun film. So I challenge you, leave me some positive comments down below about the Super Mario Bros. Film. Then let me know, are you excited to see the newest animated film? Thank you guys for checking out my positive only review of Super Mario Bros. From 1993. Did you guys watch it as a kid? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.